Alright, good morning. Day 4 on the Appalachian Trail in Georgia. Just getting out of Lance Creek campsite area and another beautiful day out and heading up Blood Mountain. About 5 miles, over 2,000 feet of elevation. So steep, but not straight up. But it'll be a 5-mile climb for sure, not a lot of flat. And then down Blood's Mountain into Neels Gap, which is where Mountain Crossings is, which is where my resupply is waiting. So good day planned and making my way on trail. Taking my time and enjoying the process. Whew. Great day to be in Georgia. Alright, it's been up and down. Hitting a nice flat spot here. Just leapfrogging a bunch of people that are coming out of Lance Creek as well. Just making my way to Blood Mountain. And enjoying the birds singing all morning. Nice. Alright, another climb. Here we go. Off of Blood Mountain is very rocky and rooty. Couldn't even take the camera out. Needed hands and feet. Now we're just going downhill, but the views have been amazing. Just the views coming off of Blood Mountain are just there was like some 360-degree views. Making my way to Neels Gap and should be there by 12:30. Gonna have lunch, resupply, and get something to drink besides water. Been a great day. Neels Gap is 1 mile ahead. Going down into Neels Gap, right on schedule, 12:44. Right, coming out of Neels Gap. Spent a little over an hour there. Got my resupply box, so my pack is nice and heavy now. Now about 4 miles to camp. And it's really not that steep. About 1,000 feet of elevation. Just about at the top of Levelin Mountain. Not much to see. But there's at least an 800-foot climb out of Neels Gap, which wasn't real steep, but just a continuous climb over the last mile. So, and for the full resupply, pack's a little heavier than it was this morning. 5 pounds heavier to be exact. About 3 more miles to camp. Call it at 2 hours. Probably be there no later than 5. I'm gonna pick up water at the next water source. I have about a half a liter left. I don't think there's any bare cables at this campsite, so we have to hang my Ursack tonight. I don't know. I go back and forth. When I do another section, do I want to bring an Ursack? I'm probably going to say yes. Because when there's no bear box, it's a pain in the ass to find a tree. And so it's worth the 9 ounces. We're about 0.1 from the stream. Tabletop Rock Stream, which is at a trickle I read on far out. But nonetheless, we'll scoop up some water and camel up a little bit. Just dropped down about 200 feet from Wolf Laurel Top. So just dropping down into Baggs Creek Gap now. So it's about 0.2 miles from here. And I'll be at camp. Yeah, I think we'll be pulling in just before 5 o'clock. It's about 4:40 now. Alright, just rolled into Baggs Creek Gap. And heading down to get some water. Got in about 10 to 5. I'm just going to get my water so I can get situated. I have the tent turned upside down because the bottom is soaked. The condensation from the heat coming through the bottom of my sleeping pad just made it just really muddy and wet. Absolute trickle coming out of here. This is where I got it from. I put that leaf there and then put my scooper underneath to help some of the dirt not go in. This is why I always bring this little cut off Sawyer bag for a scooper, because it's miserable trying to get. I guess you could use your pot, but I just find this real easy. It comes in real handy, that little scooper. I'm just grateful that there's water and I don't have to walk any farther. Alright, it's 8 p.m. Day 4. Today was just about 12 miles, about 3,700 feet of elevation gain. Just finished hanging out with a bunch of people out here. 2 thru hikers, 1 dog, and 1 guy from Alaska that is not really thru hiking, just hanging out on the trail until June. Everybody's on a different journey. Tomorrow, heading out of here. I want to break camp by 8 and be on my way because it is a long day tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be about 14.5 miles with about 4,100 feet of elevation gain. It'll be a tough day. I want to break camp early, take my time. And important for me is that I have to hydrate. I have to make sure that I'm drinking once an hour. I was pretty dehydrated. It's looking better now, but I need to keep drinking. Alright everybody, I'm going to go to bed. I'll see you in the morning. Coffee. It's about 6:30. Good night's sleep. Nice quiet campsite. The wind was howling pretty good. It only got down to about 50 last night, so not too bad. Just gonna have some coffee, get packed up, and get on the trail. 14.5 miles to Blue Mountain Shelter. Big day. All right, let's get packed up. See you on the trail. Good morning. Day 5 on the Appalachian Trail. Just getting out of camp. Got out at 8 a.m., which is exactly what I had planned. I think it takes me a good 2 hours to get up, have coffee, and get my gear packed away. Have all day to walk 14.5 miles. Bit of a big day. I want to just walk my regular pace, not have to push too hard in terms of making up time. So 8 a.m., 14 miles, 2 miles an hour, plus breaks. It's probably like an 8 or 9 hour day. I think hydrating is probably the biggest thing. I have to pick up water at mile 2.5. I have a liter, and I'm gonna drink through most of that by the time I get to that water source, and then pick up another liter. There's no water for like 5 miles. That's my plan. It's a gorgeous day. I'm waiting on another weather report to see what the next couple days are looking like. Doesn't look like torrential rain, but I believe there's some weather coming in Friday or Saturday. All right, let's get to hiking. Heading down into the gap. So, been on the downhill for a while. Gonna hit the gap and go up. pretty much the story of the day. So a lot of elevation, over 4,100 feet of elevation gained today. So the first climb of many after this hitting this gap. So all right, but so far so good. Came from right around here, down that mountain into Tennessee Gap. No idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Up to here. And thank you, maintainers, for the gorgeous switchbacks. People say, oh, switchbacks, oh, they take so long, I can't stand them. Let me tell you, in New York, they just would have made the trail go right up the side of that hill, and it would have been brutal. Switchbacks made it so nice. I really enjoy the switchbacks, so thankful to the Georgia crew for making such lovely switchbacks. Made the climb that much less painful. I'm up at a hot pink gap. Oh, it's nice. It's not a slog. Seems to be a more gentler upgrade. Not as big as a climb. It's about 11:15, and it's been pretty cruisy. Been able to make up some time, which is good. I'm at mile 6 now. It's about 11, so I was able to pick up some time on that. On the flatter ground. Little ups and downs, but nothing terrible. And able to maintain a good pace. I'm going to stop off at Low Gap Shelter in another 1.5 miles, which will be about lunch. And that'll be just about 8 miles. That's the next stop. A couple of 100 feet up now. All right, let's go. At Low Gap Shelter for lunch. It's just about 12 o'clock. I'm gonna take a little break. I think I'm a little less than halfway on mileage today, but that's okay. Doing good. Gonna have something to eat and get some hydration and then get back on the trail. Red dot is where I am, and that's the profile for the rest of the trail. So it looks like we go up a little bit to that next tent site, and then pretty much it's fairly flat, and it dips down, back up. It's a climb to the shelter. That's what the rest of the day looks like. Alright, let me get the filter and some water and get back on the trail. I'm at Chattahoochee Gap. Just rolled in here. Got my shoes off and sitting in my chair. Oh man. That last mile. Just not steep. Just constant climb. For like a mile or so, and then dip down into Chattahoochee Gap. It's like 3 o'clock. I think I have another 2 or 3 miles. Not too bad. I'm going to sit here for a half an hour, drink some water, and have a snack. But let me tell you, sitting and taking that break for a half an hour, hydrating, having a bunch of snacks, definitely, I massaged my feet too. Definitely a good idea and really rejuvenated me. Feel much better after that. It's about 5 o'clock and I'm rolling into Blue Mountain Shelter. It's been a long day on trail and I am wiped. The last few miles were tough, uphill, rocky, rooty, and pretty strenuous getting up to Blue Mountain Shelter. But it's a great shelter area with bear cables, nice water source. It's packed with thru hikers, section hikers, and people out on the trail backpacking. I didn't really make a wrap up of today's video because I just set up camp, boiled some water, hung my Ursack on the bear line, and went to sleep because I was totally exhausted from today's hiking. But it did reward me with this amazing sunset. I'll see you guys on the next one.